Hello everyone! Blimey, there's loads of things on Europa that you need to keep track of that reset each Tuesday at the reset, oddly enough. So what I'm going to do is give you a checklist of all the things that are going to change each Tuesday, and then you won't miss anything, and therefore you won't miss any of the triumphs, although it might actually be too late for one of them, but let's go and have a look. Of course, the hub of everything Europa is our good old friend Variks with his 3 arms. Now, the first thing we have with Variks, of course, his bounty refreshes, but the next thing you want to do is go and look onto the second page and you have the weapon quests there. Now, all these weapon quests can only be completed in the current Europan Eclipse Zone, you know, the zone that cycles each week, so bear that in mind. You just can't do it anywhere in Europa. It has to be in the current Eclipsed Zone. And if you didn't know already, the Eclipsed Zone gives you a faster charge on your stasis subclass, which is quite good because that means you can use it a lot more frequently, which is a bit of a laugh. A good training ground to test out your new fragments and your new aspects. Don't forget as well, you're going to get a new Exo Challenge each week. There are 3 of these, and we've actually been through all of them now, so this week there'll be a reset back to the first one. It's good for completing a triumph and also for getting powerful gear, or if you've upgraded your sabotage page to get the pinnacle reward instead of the powerful award for the Exo Challenges, so don't forget to do that. Next, you've got the Empire Hunts. Now, these are the 3 different Empire Hunts that you can buy from Variks: the Warrior, the Priestess, and the Technocrat, and they each give you an individual reward depending on which one that you do. Now, if you've unlocked the Europan Explorer 2 node on the sabotage page, you'll notice that you'll have unlocked the elected difficulty Empire Hunts that you can see on the Europa map. Now, you can do those just to farm random roll weapons, but you'll also notice there's weekly complete Empire Hunts as part of a step on an Empire Hunt quest, and there's 2 steps to that, and for that you get powerful gear. Now, in order to get these to register, you can't just pick an Empire Hunt from the map, you know, the one that cycles through each day. What you need to do is go and get one from Variks that matches the Adept Hunt that's on the map. So in this case, we've got the Technocrat on the map, so that means we need to pick the Technocrat Empire Hunt from Variks and complete those steps, the first 2 steps, and then the 3rd step will be picking the elected difficulty one from the map, and that's how you will get that to count. So you have to do that twice a week in order to get the powerful reward. Let's talk about penguins. Now, each week there's a new penguin what pops up scattered all over Europa. We've had 4 of them so far, and by finding each penguin you unlock a particular part of this triumph here, and then once you complete all 9 penguin findings, you will get something to stick in your portaloo down on beyond there. So after the weekly reset, go to the room next door to Variks, and in there you'll find various bits of paper scattered around the place. It depends. If you're up to date, you'll only find 1 new piece of paper, but if this is your first time going penguin hunting, then you'll find lots of scraps of paper everywhere. Now, when you go up and look at the scrap of paper, it'll give you a hint at the area where the penguin is hidden, so jam that location in your mind and then sod off and have a scout around for a penguin. Come back and stick him there, the paper will disappear, and then you'll have a nice robotic fat penguin for you to look at and go, what was the point of this? Well, that's the point, getting the penguin and completing the triumph. So I've done all 4 so far, and I've got a playlist if you want to go through them one at a time, which is popping up on your screen here, and I'll be updating videos every week as well for the new little blighters to turn up. Okay, next thing that changes on the weekly reset are the Augmented Obsession drones. What the bloody hell am I talking about? Well, if you go into your triumph screen and you go to the secrets part of the Europa page, you will see a triumph called Augmented Obsession, and there's 8 locations, and then you can see the individual triumphs listed alongside them: Augment Creation, Augment Eternity, etc. So we have to travel to each of these zones once a week, so it's going to take us 8 weeks to get this completed in order to finish this particular triumph. Now, the first step in this is getting the Braid Tech Transponder from Variks. That's on the 2nd page there, so pop it to the 2nd page just under the weapon quests. Once you buy that, which is 50 Here Always pieces, which is bloody expensive, then you'll have a buff for the week in order to complete these. So you don't have to rush off and do them. Just make sure you do them before the following reset. So you've got 7 days. Now then, you have to go to the Eclipse Zone first of all, where you'll find a Techno Runner leader. You can kill them, and once you've killed them, they'll drop a scanner augment. You pick up that scanner augment, and then it'll give you a particular area that you need to go to in order to activate 3 terminals. So let's say, for example, it's Nexus. You zip off to Nexus, Nexus, and you find the 3 terminals. Now, they do change each week, and I am doing a guide each week for where these are located, so keep an eye out for those. But what you have to do is kill these drones in order, and there are 3 packs of drones. So once you kill the drones in order, you'll be able to activate the terminal. But make sure you're staying in the area that it mentions. For example, if you were staying in the Nexus area, if you stray over to the Well of Infinitude, because there are drones there as well, they're not just active in the particular area for that week. If you shoot them there and go, oh, it might count towards unlocking the terminal, but it won't count towards unlocking the Triumph. So make sure you stay in the zone that you're supposed to be doing it at. Does that make sense? Well, I think so anyway. I don't know, I'm drunk. One little caveat with all of this stuff, as it changes every week, we don't know if there's a way to catch up for the ones that you've missed. There certainly isn't anything present in the game at the moment to say that you can go back and do, say, for example, the one that was in Braytech Exoscience last week. So hopefully before the end of the season there will be a way to catch up, but bear that in mind. You don't want to be starting now and there's already been 3 gone, and then you blame me for making you do it, saying it's his bloody fault, that time sausage is moron. Okay, last couple of things. Now, the first one is to do with the Riis Reborn key codes. You know the one, if it says there's an enemy hiding from the storm and you kill them, and then you get the Riis Reborn key codes, and you go up to the Riis Reborn area, you stick them in, you drink the Radiolorian fluid, and then you have to go and find a Vex Conflux in order for you to go and do a neat little emote puzzle. If you've never heard of any of this, you probably think I'm talking bollocks, but I've done plenty of videos on it, so you can go and have a little look at those. Well, anyway, the whole point of this spiel is the fact that the Vex Conflux shifts position every week, and it can be very tricky to find it, and it doesn't really give you any indication as to where it is, and it's changed 4 times already so far. So if you are going to do the Riis Reborn key codes thing in order to do the emote puzzle, make sure you know where the Vex Conflux is before you start, otherwise you'll end up losing the buff and you have to do it all again. And lastly, the thing that changes each week, it's only got a cycling of 2, so it only changes between 2 things, but it is worth doing because it's good fun to do. It's if you go to the Asterian Abyss and you see a Darth chicken who's just appeared on the lake bed area there. Once you kill them, you get the Strange Signal buff. Now, if you look on your character, the Strange Signal buff tells you to go somewhere to the Nexus, which is, you know, that area where the Vex are. When you go down there and you can see a prismatic shard just hovering there, and you get 2 trials. You get a trial of light and you get a trial of darkness, and you can do both of those. I don't know why exactly we have to do it. They're quite a significant thing to do, and there's nothing showing in any triumphs or anything as yet, but it may figure a little bit later on. But they do change each week, and it's really worth going just to go and see our lovely little friendly harpy that you can look at and go, alright, and then shoot an arrow in his head when you first see him because you cack yourself because you think he's evil. Now, each week I cover the penguins and I also cover the augment locations, so if you want to be notified as soon as they come online, click subscribe and click on the notification bell, and then come and have a little look and a laugh, because that's the kind of Destiny YouTuber I am. I like to just have a bit of a chuckle with it and not be too serious. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all again very soon. Sausage out.